see. Yep. All right. What's up, everybody? Christian Ballard here with Ballard Sports Media coming at you with a live stream. Let me turn this off real quick. Nope. Did not want to take that one off. Hold on. That one right there. Thanks so much for tuning in tonight. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe button. Really would appreciate that. Doesn't look like we have anybody on. Hold on just 1 second, but we are still on the air. So hold on just 1 second. Let me send a text. I think I'm still on. But anyway, this is a live Q&A tonight. Here on a Friday night. Haven't live streamed in a couple weeks. I've been trying to take a break from that. I just, I'll admit, I do live stream quite a bit. Just like out of the nowhere or the blue or whatever. But I figured, why not? It's a Good Friday. Really thankful for the good Lord and, what He's done for me in my life. And, it was, I guess, it probably didn't even happen in April. We don't know. Were there even months back then? But it is Good Friday, a day that we, think back and just celebrate what God did, sending His Son for us. And, everything. So I'm really thankful for that. Now, if you believe, great. If you don't, I get it. But and that's another thing. We're in these times right now with the pandemic that we're all freaking out. We need water, or we need food, or we need what's everyone buying? Toilet paper. I get stocking up on supplies because all the stores are shutting down, but come on. Really? Let's see, this tells me if someone's watching. Someone is. Again, a Q&A, so feel free to hop in the chat, say hello and all that good stuff. Really would appreciate it. And again, hit that like button and subscribe as well. So don't really have a whole lot to talk about, but still no sports. Still, we're still just waiting to see what happens. Again, baseball is supposed to start in June or late May or whatever. The Olympics have been pushed to 2021, originally scheduled for June or August, or July or August, I think. Maybe both, but anyway, hold on. Let me fix something real quick, because that's the glare from this kind of... I guess it works. It's a little darker, but the glare is bothering me from the fan light. So anyway, again, feel free to type in the chat if you want. Say hello, all that good stuff. I can hold on just 1 second. I'll be right back. Get my computer, and because sometimes it will show the chat on here. There's a thing where I can see the I see someone in the chat named Terry Levis. Not sure if I've seen you. I'm just kidding, Nana. Love you. She says, "What are your thoughts on James Franklin's goal to be the first black head coach to win the BCS title?" Um, is he seriously black? I mean, I know he looks a little like he's got a tan. I didn't realize. I'm gonna be honest, man. I did not realize that he was, black. I mean, he looks like he has a tan. Thanks for clarifying that, though. Um, he might. Penn State actually might have a chance this year. Of course, I did a Penn State video, and one game that I did not mess with. Well, I guess I gave a prediction, but not like score, but I do kind of lead towards Ohio State a little bit more. But again, Ohio State is losing quite a bit to the NFL with Chase Young, Jeffrey Okudah, J.K. Dobbins, who, not to spoil any mock drafts, but I kind of have my Buccaneers picking at 45. Yep. Yeah, so there's that. But I do think that a lot of people actually are high on Penn State going into 2020, believe it or not. And they've come so close. I was what was I with? I was on Mark Rogers, the voice of college football. He calls himself that, which rightfully so. I mean, he has all of these people from pretty much any team. Kind of has his own schedule with like Florida State on Tuesday nights or whatever it is, and I called up to talk about Alabama, and I kind of asked him. I said, "What do you think Penn State's chances of making the playoffs were?" And I kind of went into it. I said, "It seems like they always start the season out so well on like a 4 or 5 game win streak. Then they meet up with Ohio State, and as soon as they lose that game, if they lose that game, I mean, it just goes downhill from there, and they find another game to lose." And he said, and he kind of went into depth about how outside of last year, it has been so close between the two teams, and he expects Penn State to be better. He didn't say that they were going to beat Ohio State, but he did say he expects them to be really good enough to compete. But I think Penn State, when you look at it, has a great chance this year. But it's not a guarantee, of course. But let's see. Oh, look at that. I was trying to pull the video up on my computer, and it actually recommended my own video. That's live. I was pulling it up because, again, sometimes not every comment shows up on here, so I kind of read it from there. But again, hit the like, hit the subscribe button. Really would appreciate that. Let's see. MLB's really been putting out a lot of games lately. Re-airing past games as a live stream. I don't know if you want to say it's a premiere video. It's not. It's actually live, but it's them airing old games. I think. What games have they done? I know I saw the Game 7 of the World Series from last year with the Astros. The cheaters, and of course the Nationals. And yes, it is already confirmed that the Astros did sign Steele. Now, okay, did they steal signs in last year's World Series? I'm still confused on that. Most likely, but come on, you're not fooling us against the Dodgers like that. That is ridiculous. What in the heck? Where is it? I can't. Oh, it's because it's live. It is live right now. What game is this? Cubs Rockies from 2010. they have had a couple World Series games. They had the 2010 Home Run Derby the other day. Let's see. Again, this is a Q&A, so if you have questions, I have answers. It doesn't even have to be a question. I just like Q&A stuff, but it doesn't always have to be that. I got a chance to see so I'm a big Leonard Skinner fan. Well, they came out with a film from their Jacksonville show a couple years ago on their farewell tour that they released the album on. Well, of course there's people out there, believe it or not, they do this. They put up movies on YouTube. Oh my god, I'm not talking about the ones you can buy. Oh my gosh, can you believe it? I am so shocked at the number of people that put copyrighted stuff on YouTube. I mean, it was there. It was like watching any other video. It didn't, I mean, I didn't say anything, but they put the whole concert film, and I'm like, well, you put it up. I just found it. I'm watching it, but it was pretty cool. I'm like, because I've never really seen a concert film before, and it's pretty cool with the different camera angles and stuff that they have, so that was cool. I have, of course, heard the album, but oh, by the way, Nana, I did finish the book that you got me. Great book, by the way. Awesome. Let's see. And BVD has a actual Alabama player on the show right now. I'm missing that. Say more about the book. I mean, it wasn't. So at first, I actually thought it was by Nick Saban. It's by someone named Monte Burke. Monte. I don't know how you say his name. I really don't care. But it basically goes into detail about a little bit about his career at LSU and the Dolphins, and how he's worked with who's the guy? I think Drew Brees was the quarterback he first had at Miami. And let me see. I think it says something on like the back of the book or whatever, but it goes into detail about all the assistant coaches he's had or whatever. Not necessarily all of them, but sorry, COVID. But man, Saban is a tough coach, and it's no question. He will, and it goes into detail of how tough he is. If it's not right the first time, even if it's the smallest thing, he points it out, right? Like detail and everything. And here's another thing too. I've read this in a couple of the other Alabama books I have. I think especially in the other Nick Saban book that I have that's actually by him. He would not be who he is today if it wasn't for his dad. Like, you think Nick Saban Jr. is tough? Well, I'd like you to meet Nick Saban Sr. This guy is like, and I guess Saban would do this too. If it's not right the first time, I don't care if you missed one spot on the car or whatever, go do it again. So, but it is, I mean, wow. But it really just talks about, how Saban is, how disciplined he is, and, he's like, and nobody's perfect. Obviously, Saban has had games where things didn't go his way or whatever. I mean, if you go back and you watch the press conference after the 44-16 game, which, by the way, again, of all the teams Bama gets blown out by, and it's Clemson, that's embarrassing. That's sad. But anyway, you go back and you watch that press conference. He owned up to most of those mistakes. Missed your thoughts on Brady. I made a video. You can go back and watch it later, Nana. But I'm excited. I basically said that as annoying as it is for Tom Brady, in the sense, like, I'm sick of seeing him in the Super Bowl and everything. Hey, whatever helps the Buccaneers out, I'm on board. And it's kind of crazy because he could have gone to any team in the league. I think Carolina was on the radar, or the Raiders, or there were a lot of teams that are talked about so much. Well, now that he comes to Tampa Bay, now all of a sudden they want to talk about the Bucs on First Take or Get Up or anything, because it's Tom Brady, So I'm excited. I'm ready for it. But anyway, but yeah, Saban, and again, you go back to the 44-16 game, right? Like, he's never lost by 28 points in his career, and he's always been on top of players and stuff. And that was like one of those games that he just, like, I have a feeling every coach, not necessarily is going to lose by 28 points, but you're always going to have that one game where nothing's going to go right, and you're just not going to be yourself that night. And it's not out of, like, your will. It's just like, it's like one of those things, I guess, you just didn't have it in you. And that's what happened in Santa Clara last year, I think. See, I think Saban got out of who he is as a head coach away from, first off, having great defense. It might not always be number one, but it's certainly a top 5 or top 10 defense, right? I think at the start of the season that year it was, but it started to drop a little bit. I mean, listen, 44 points to Clemson. That Alabama was so outcoached in that game and so undisciplined. They couldn't even score 3 touchdowns to try to keep it close. I get Clemson's a good program, but they're not that great of a program. I mean, they are now, but not like prior to that game. It's like they're not good enough to blow Bama out. Come on. Anyway, but it was a great book, Nana. Thank you for the book. Now, I guess I keep looking for a book now, trying to find a new one. But I've read each one I've gotten, and that one that Pop got me, the Paterno one, that was awesome too. That was a really good book. I've read that a couple times. So, I think I saw some news with Tampa Bay. I'm trying to think of what it was for the Bucks. I almost said the Rays. I haven't seen anything for the Rays, but let me check something real quick. But I saw, I think they released or whatever. Someone. I guess not. Did you see what Jason Light said? The general manager? He said something about Jameis Winston. He was asked or whatever, who's still a free agent. Basically said that Jameis wasn't a draft bust, but he has a bright future. Listen, he might have a bright future, and I don't know. He did okay. I wouldn't say he was a bust, but I mean, come on. What could you imagine where Tampa would be had they taken a guy like Mariota instead of Jameis? it would have been a little bit better. I think that would be that. I think that's fact. But at least we didn't, go and release Jameis and then just, whatever. I mean, we released him and straight up took the guy in Tom Brady. But anyway. So let's see. So I called Feinbaum up a couple weeks ago or whatever, and I called Uncle Lou the other night on his call-in show. Let's see, do you think the NFL season will start on time? That's another thing too, Nana. Who was it that said it? I think. It was Dabo Sweeney. I'm not sure if you saw this, but he said no doubt about it, college football is going to start on time. I think the NFL will too. Really, you really think the coronavirus is still going to be here? Now it might still be here, but I doubt it's going to get like worse between now and then. Come on. I mean, come on. But I think, as I was saying, I called Uncle Lou the other night on his call-in show, and we were talking quarterbacks going to the NFL and the SEC a little bit, and I had called Feinbaum a couple weeks prior about Tua possibly going above Joe Burrow or whatever as the number one pick, and I basically said, I get the season Joe Burrow had, but you think of a guy like Tua and the talent that he has, and of course Feinbaum doing what he does best, cutting people off, which I still got a lot of respect for. I still think he's definitely someone I always call up asking for sportscasting advice and stuff. Great guy, but he just, of course, he has his own opinions and stuff, but he's like, listen, I get what you're saying, but I mean, to think that the Bengals would skip on Joe Burrow is ridiculous. And so a couple days ago on like Thursday or whatever, or maybe not Thursday, maybe it was Tuesday, I called up on Uncle Lou's night show, the call-in show that he has, and I asked him the same thing. Would you be shocked if a player like Tua went number one instead of Joe Burrow? And I gave my thoughts on it. I said basically from a talent standpoint, and I said this in the video I made last week, is Tua worth the number one pick? I think from a talent standpoint, yes, he is. The reason why he is where he is, first off, yes, we get what Joe Burrow did with the Heisman and the Natty in the same year, the passing touchdown records and everything. Give him credit for that, not taking anything away from Joe Burrow. But because of the hip injury and because of the ankle injury, and that was another thing Uncle Lou said too, you take away those two injuries, does Bama win the Iron Bowl, find a way in the playoffs? Could we have won the playoffs and stuff? And even if we didn't, he's still a great talent outside of the injury. I mean, he gets hurt, goes down, he's done with the season, his draft stock lowered. I think you take away the injury, he's number one pick worthy. And it's close between Joe Burrow and Tua for the number one pick. But with the injury and everything, even though his medicals are clear right now, still you still wonder a little bit. And so he's not. I mean, come on, we should not drop our jaws to the floor if he goes number one, right? Like I even said this in that video I made. I'd be shocked in the sense like, holy cow, it's not Joe Burrow, but I mean, come on. It's not like they're going to skip on him for a guy like Bryce Perkins or Khalil Tate or whoever, like lower tier quarterback in the draft. So, but anyway. check something. Sure, hit that like, hit that subscribe button if you're new. Let's see. Tom Brady. Man, this is trending. See 2 people watching. Feel free to type in the chat. Definitely. What is this trending? I'll have to check this out later. I watched the Pat McAfee show. He put a video up, but Howard Stern apparently said something. Or no, he had Tom Brady on the show, on his show, and interviewed him. I'll have to go and hear that. But that's something that I don't know what it was, but again, you look at Tom Brady, the dude's the GOAT, so they call him. He claims to be. But, you know. Plug this in. Sorry I'm moving this so much. It's just weird camera angle, everything like that. I think send a text real quick. So. Am I still on? I accidentally closed the app. Let me make sure I'm still good here. It looks like it. I'm sorry about that. I accidentally closed the... I had to check the audio and everything, but I accidentally closed the app. So I do apologize for that. Let's see. And I got 53 subscribers, and I just want to go ahead and take a moment again to thank everyone who is subscribed, whether you watch or not. Really do appreciate it. But I get a lot of people on here. I get Gator Hater. I get Gator Hater Null Nation. I get BVD. I get Randall Anderson. I could go on. A lot of people that I see in the live chat and just commenting on videos. Hokey for Life is one of them. I really do appreciate all of you guys. So, you guys are awesome. But something BBD told me was like, you get 10% of what you have or whatever normally for a live stream once you hit, well, really in general, like, I started actually doing live streams, I guess, around when I had like 10 or 11 subs and got nobody or got at least one person. And you know, now I normally, I mean, except for tonight, but I get it's Good Friday, people are traveling and stuff for the holiday, or actually people probably aren't traveling with the whole pandemic, but I really don't know. But I'm sure some people do have Easter Sunday plans and Good Friday stuff, but you know, but yeah, you normally get maybe 10% of what you have as far as subscribers. I got 53 right now. So let me check something. I'm no math expert, but what is... 5.3. So if what is true about you get 10%, I would probably have like 5 viewers right now. But either way, it's cool. But again, you can always feel free to watch what you missed on replay. You can always go back and watch that. I'm still doing some college football preview videos because, again, we don't know if we're getting a season, but I'm still going to try to work on that either way. I did, believe it or not, I did Auburn, okay? Is that what you want to hear? I did the Auburn Tigers yesterday. I've done Iowa, LSU, Auburn, Florida State, Florida, Ohio State, Penn State. I could go on, Tennessee, Bama, and Clemson as well. So I've done a couple teams, and I still got a few that I want to do. I know Hokie for Life, who's a Hokie fan, obviously, wants me to do a Virginia Tech preview. I think he asked me a couple weeks ago. If I get a chance, I'll get around to it. But I have a couple. So I've already downloaded some images to use as a thumbnail. I just got to type up 2020 season preview on them. And then you get around to, of course, previewing them. A couple that I have not downloaded yet, but will get around to pretty soon. What's interesting, though, is I gotta try to remember when I do these preview videos what I picked in another preview. Like for example, let's say Auburn, Texas A&M, right? If I pick the Aggies to win that game, I gotta remember that for the Texas A&M preview video. So if you watch a preview video and then you watch another and it's like, hold on, but you just said for this team's preview you don't have them winning. Now you're picking on them. I get confused with stuff like that sometimes, and sometimes things change. Normally I would stick to it because that's just how I am with sports. I'm like, listen, again, they suck, again, they are the best, again, 50-50, whatever, right? So just don't want you getting confused in case I say something that in a different video I said the exact opposite. So just want to get that out of the way and clear that up. But so wonder if I can maybe find some music to play, something just to get some background noise a little for when I'm not talking. I can, hopefully. Let me see if I can find. Something about saxophone music is just awesome to me. I don't know what it is, but it sounds really cool. Instrumental beats, I guess. 2-hour instrumental and jazz hip hop music. I guess this could work. This is instrumental stuff, so. Hopefully they don't copyright strike me. I don't know. That's probably the same beat over and over. What is this? I'm done with this. This is I can't do it. I try. Yeah, what's this one? Guess I got a couple people that are live currently that I'm subscribed to. Of course. I mean, who's not live on a Friday night? If you got nothing to do and you're a YouTuber, you're on here, right? Technically. Yeah, I'm done with this. I don't know what I'm doing. We can stick to silence. That's cool. I'll tell you one thing though. Big Leonard Skinner fan. They released a new song the other day. It's actually called "Last of the Street Survivors." If you haven't heard it, and you're a Skinner fan, you can go listen to it. It's really, really good. I want them to put it on Spotify because I love listening to them on there. But it is at least on their YouTube channel. But so again, it is actually called "Last of the Street Survivors," and you know, um, they just, I mean, it kind of talks about their farewell tour of them touring this year, and it's like, you know, how does it start out? Something like, played the Garden, New York City, rock the house down in New Orleans. Something like that to start out, but it's really good. I like it. So anyway, normally I get people like Randall Anderson or whoever, but anyway. So I guess I'll get back to doing this a little bit, but I'm again trying to cut back on how I do live streams or how often I do them. Not how I do them, because I do them just fine. I do a good job. I'll take pride in it. That's important. If you know you do a good job, don't try to hide it. Just be real. I mean, come on. But I would say super chats are appreciated, but you know, let me say something here. I don't have a super chat yet. You got to get at least 1,000 subs. Let me type something up. So anyway, guess I don't have much else. Again, I do have about 55 or whatever subscribers. Again, I do appreciate everyone who is subscribed. I know there's troll accounts on YouTube. Whether you are or not, I don't care. Thank you to the trolls, I guess. I'm not saying 53. It's weird. YouTube Studio says I have 55. But if you pull up my channel, it says 53. I don't know. 50-something. But anyway, I am thankful for each and every one of you. I do appreciate it. Means a lot. But anyway, so I guess I'll try getting back to doing this on Friday nights or whatever. If not every week, every other. But again, trying to cut back on the live streaming here or there. Just because I know I was doing it a bit too much, doing it every week and stuff. And, I know people who do it every week. I mean, you take BBD Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sundays, and Uncle Lou does it Monday through Friday with his morning show. And, of course, Tuesdays and Thursdays. You take guys like that, but I don't know. I don't really have enough subscribers at the moment to be streaming night after night after night or day after day, whatever. But I'll get back to trying to do some live streams, but not a whole lot of them. But anyway, so that's pretty much it, I guess. I don't really have much else. But I do appreciate it if you stopped in. Appreciate my Nana for stopping in tonight. Love you. And if you did miss this stream, again, feel free to go back and rewatch it. You can always comment down below. Not in the live chat, but in the actual comment section. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button if you are new to the channel. Where is it? I don't know. That's not what I wanted to hit. Anyway. Anyway, I'm going to get off. Appreciate everyone who did stop in. And that's pretty much it. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'll see you guys next time. Until then, Ballard Sports Media. Check it out. Roll Tide. Yep.